Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Good Feeling Life. My name is Talia, and today I'm talking very quickly about needing approval from others. I was talking the other day on the phone with a client who said she always finds herself phoning her best friend or asking somebody else, like, what do you think? What do you think about this? Should I do this? Should I do this? And I was thinking about how common that is, how we all find ourselves doing this at some time or another. And I just really wanted to speak to that. So there's a few things going on if you're finding that you really need validation from others. Like, how do you think this looks? What do you think I should do here? What do you think about this? What do you think I should do? That type of thing. So, of course, the very first thing is that we're not trusting in our inner guidance, but it's often not even that we're not trusting, it's that we're not even asking ourselves first. So that's the first thing. Is I know we can get down and think like, oh, it just means I don't trust myself, I need validation from others, but it's usually that you're not even asking yourself. So first of all, the first thing I'd like to get you to do when you find that you're really worried about something, or you find yourself phoning your best friend like my client was saying, and spelling out all this stuff, and what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? First, before you do that, I'm not going to get you to not do that. If you feel called to phone somebody or talk to somebody, fine. That's totally fine. But what I'm going to get you to do is first take a quiet moment. Think about the situation at hand and go one of two ways. Either close your eyes and ask the universe, ask your highest self, what should I do here? What would be, and I like to say, what would be in my highest good? I don't know what to do. What would be in my highest good? And sit in silence and wait for something to come forward. It might just be 30 seconds. My intuition is really quick because I consulted a lot. So often as I'm asking the question, I'm simultaneously getting the answer. But sometimes it can take a few minutes, and sometimes you might not hear anything, and that's okay too. Sometimes that's guidance as well. But first, get quiet and think, what do I think I should do? Or what is in my highest good? That's how I like to phrase it. What is in my highest good here? Or the other way to go about that, in the regards to ask yourself what you should do first instead of asking the other person, is picture the situation going two ways. This is a great tool. When I don't know, like, oh, should I do this day, or should I do it that day? Or, oh, should I say yes or no to this job, or take on this client or this commitment, or, should I join that gym or whatever? I'll sit in my mind's eye, I'll sit in quiet, and I will go to my mind and I will play out the two situations and how I feel in those situations. So sometimes I'll say I have a lot to do today, but I also wanted to go in nature. I'll be like, should I go for the walk, or should I, do work? And I'll sit and I'll get quiet and I'll play through both situations. I will picture the work I need to do becoming done and me doing it, and lean into how would that feel. And then I will go to going out in nature and playing out that being done and thinking, how will that feel? And if both things feel good, I ask myself, is there a way I could do both? So maybe, yes, let's prioritize what's important work-wise, get back to these clients that are waiting on you, or do that thing you need to do, or pay that bill, and then go out in nature and make it. And I'll often hear that creative solution come forward. Well, why don't you do both? Why don't you do this and then this? I'm like, oh yeah, totally. So that's something when you can't decide what you should do, or if you should do this, or if you should take this job, is two things. Go get quiet and say, what would be in my highest good? What do I know is the truth? And sometimes I'll say, depending on what the question is, if I knew the truth, what would I say that was? And I'll sit and see if something comes forward. The second thing is I play out both options. I play out taking the job, and I play out not taking the job. I play out taking on that client that I'm not sure of, and I play out not taking on that client and seeing what that feels like. So the other thing that's happening, if you are finding that you need validation often, when you're needing other people's opinions or whatever, I said the first thing is that we're usually not even asking ourselves what what should be done. We're not even going there. The second thing is we're often not trusting our own ability. We're not trusting in our own judgment that we know what is best. And then the third thing that can be happening here is we're actually pretending that there's a right and wrong way to do things, which is totally something that I love thinking about. Is in life, we pretend a lot. We pretend we know the answers. We pretend we know how things should go. And we pretend that there's a right and a wrong. But the thing to understand when you really lean into the universe and lean into your intuition and being guided through life is there is no right and wrong. There might be extreme situations where, say, you can't decide if you should marry this guy or this woman or something, and then as time goes on you just decide to marry them, but then you end up getting divorced 5 years later. You could think, well, that wasn't the right choice, but really maybe it was. I personally know from marrying someone in my 20s and then becoming divorced that taught me a lot. It also gave me a child, but it taught me a lot, and it continues to teach me a lot about how to work with people, how to come to compromise, personal integrity, how to deal with frustrating, difficult situations, how to come together and work along with people in the world, right? That's just post-divorce. But while I was in the relationship, it taught me a lot as well. It also taught me, it taught me a lot about freedom and having fun and moving around and lots of things. And then when it was time to end, it told me when it's time to end, when it's time to leave. So let's not pretend there's a right and a wrong to things. That is duality. That's the human experience. We love to do that. Well, that was right. Well, that was wrong. What they did was right. What they did was wrong. She's right. She's wrong. It doesn't work like that. We're always learning and we're always moving forward. We're always adjusting. We're always, getting these assignments, these personal assignments that as we move through, we become better. And I want you to consider this just before I go. Maybe every single thing that's happening to you is for your growth. So even the really difficult things, I'm not saying it's fun and I'm not saying it has to be there, but I'm saying, what if everything that happens is for your growth? Every frustrating person that comes across your path can teach you personal boundaries, can teach you how to navigate things or what you really think or when it's time to speak up. What if every traffic jam and health struggle and everything is here to teach you something? Again, it doesn't mean it's fun. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's good. It means that maybe it's here as a teacher, right? So when we're needing validation, when we're asking others what we think, or does this look good, or am I enough, or am I good enough, or should I do this, or should I do that? What do you think? It just sometimes means we're pretending there's a right and wrong way to do things. So what I would recommend if you're someone like that is, first of all, ask yourself what you feel like you should do or what would be in your highest good before you call someone, before you ask for validation. And if you want to after, go for it. I'm not here I'm here to add to your experience, not change you. So if you still want to call the person, still want to ask, totally cool. So that's the first thing to do. Second thing is pretend, play it out in your mind's eye. Play out doing it, play out not doing it. Play out wearing the red dress, play out wearing the green dress. Play out having a difficult conversation with someone to resolve something, or play out not having the difficult conversation and how that feels. You'll find answers will emerge. This is developing your intuition. Answers will come forward. And then the last thing is ask yourself, am I pretending that there's actually a right and wrong? No matter what you do, you're not going to be screwed one way and should have done it that way. That's an illusion. You always will figure it out. You always will self-correct. If you get into the relationship that doesn't end up being right for you, you will absorb the lessons and know when it's time to go. Trust yourself. Trust in your ability to figure it out, because you are all you ultimately have. And if you ask people what I should do and what I shouldn't do, 10 different people may have very split answers. So in the end, you still have to decide if you should move away or you should go on this trip or leave the relationship or wear the red dress. You have to decide, because different people are going to give you different opinions and it's going to come back to you anyways. So trust in yourself. Know that you can't screw this up. Know that there's no right and wrong. You're learning. You will self-correct. You will figure it out, and it's okay. You're safe. You're good. You're doing a great job. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon.